Well, I actually started this project 6 years ago when my daughter was 15, and now she's a grown-up. She's 21, and I actually realized in retrospect that that's what I was writing about, was being a parent of adult children and how you still want to protect them and tell them what to do and you can't. And it's funny because I often have found that when I write something, I later find unconsciously what I was working on. So the relationship between Jane's character and David Strathairn's character, I see a similarity because I love being with my daughter in the same way, and eventually in the film, David has to make a choice to sort of let that go.
I thought it was so beautiful and, like you said, just so human, excruciatingly so. I felt it just encapsulates the human experience in such a simple way where love is full of grief and I felt that this story was really painful, but also full of hope. And I just was so moved. I cried when I read it, and I really wanted to be in it and was really excited that Angus let me do it. He said that this character was somebody who he saw as really warm and happy when everyone was around her, but nobody would know what she was going through privately. And so the way the film is structured is you see my character in relation with these people, and she's sunny, bright, warm person, and then we see her alone in these private moments. And again, I think that is very true to life. I think that we have our outward life and our inner life, and you don't always know what is going on with people privately, and this film allows you into her private struggle and hard decisions that she makes, including having to say goodbye.
And if I could add too, it was really important for me to find an actress who had a real interior life because there's so much that's unexpressed and is private. And Jane just has that in spades.
Like everyone's been saying, I was really struck when I read the script. I felt like I had intruded on this home, like that I was at like a family dinner, So I feel like Angus just captured this like private life of this family so well, and I feel like a lot of it came from conversations that Angus and I had about interior life versus exterior life, and then also I got to interview a lot of vets before we started shooting, and that scene specifically actually came from one of my interviews that I did with this really kind man who was super happy and cheerful, and then there was a sudden moment where the conversation just turned very emotional very suddenly, and he was able to express like this is there all the time, so that talking to these people who served, it seemed like there's always this thing that they're trying to keep clamped down. I think for all the characters, it's like they're having this really huge internal struggle that they don't get to express externally, which makes, I think, for a really interesting film that I think Angus captured really, really beautifully. Angus helped so much, just constantly reminding me of that this character is someone who's always sunny, or wants to appear sunny, which is really, it's so heartbreaking. I think it's what brings him down almost, is that he feels like he can't show anybody what's really going on.
I actually feel like she is proud of what they've accomplished, that she has a loving husband and he's been a good provider, and they have healthy children. They have church in their life to some degree. I think they came from more meager beginnings than what they have now. He's founded and held together a successful company to give our son, who's it's probably not going to happen. So I think till this point, I've had a feeling of fulfillment about it. And now this is a tragedy that wasn't in the plan. And that we have an intimacy as partners, which is why, she can be honest in bed like that, just to say, I'm sleeping now. but at the same time, they have this altercation, which of course comes towards the end when the crisis is expressed, and in my opinion about it is different than his, and catastrophic possibly. And even I was thinking about Angus, what a beautiful writer he is, and we've known each other. This is the third film we've worked on together, and over years, plays of his, we've done readings, and I've always really valued that he's trusted me to see his work and discuss it with him. And he's a beautiful writer, but he's also really an actor too. He has an actor's soul. So he values that so much that you come to him with whatever ideas they are. If they are divergent from what he assumed was there, he just welcomes it and he really celebrates it. And I think that we had a little bit of that in the pivotal scene for us towards the end. And he's so open to letting you say that. I think it might be this. This happened here today.